Which faction should you choose in Fallout New Vegas? And before I even answer, let me give you a hint. It's not the NCR. Welcome to Fallout New Vegas, a game about exploring the Mojave wasteland, stealing back a platinum chip, and doing enough, fuel to even make Thad Castle think you have a problem. Okay! This game is often considered one of the greatest Fallout games ever, and a large part of that is because of the various choices the player makes that in turn contributes to the game's big ending. Maybe you align yourself with a faction of convicts in hopes of getting access to their dynamite stash. Maybe you align yourself with a bunch of yes men to rule the wasteland with. Or maybe you align yourself with a faction that has a sick obsession with old war tech. No matter which route, just remember the possibilities here are endless. Starting off small, no offense to Kevin Hart, at the start of the game you're presented with the option of siding with one of two rivaling groups. Do you align yourself with the people of Goodsprings, the first set of characters the player comes in contact with after old Manny Checkers here sends the player to an early grave? They patch you up and give you a second chance at delivering the platinum chip, while offering the player tutorials, a place to trade, drink, and even a warm cot so you don't have to forcibly take one to regain health. The town gets involved in some shenanigans after taking in a trader named Ringo, who was attacked by Joe Cobb and some powder gangers. The player is left here with a moral dilemma. Sell out the people of Goodsprings to Joe No Manners Cobb, or side with the people of Goodsprings and take out Joe Cobb and his powder gangers. Assisting Goodsprings requires the player to have skills at 25 in medicine, explosives, and barter, or you could just pay Chet 1,000 caps, that way he helps you, but honestly fuck him. While instead siding with Joe Cobb takes nothing more than doing your best Russell Hanson impression, stabbing everyone in town in the back, and becoming the most hated person in Goodsprings. Or a grenade launcher, whatever works best for you. So let's say you decide to join the life of crime here and join the Powder Gangers. The Powder Gangers are like that one friend who thinks fireworks are a personality trait, no offense to Jason Pierre-Paul. They're a faction just located southwest of Goodsprings and are a group of criminals that overthrew the prison guards at the NCR correctional facility and took over the entire prison. They've since that point unleashed a level of playground bullying on the wasteland, utilizing their abundance of dynamite to their advantage. Do they offer the player any real value? No. Are they just all super douchey even if you help them in every quest possible?
So you going to give me a reason not to kill you and throw your body back outside?
Yes, which is why I say you should dispose of every single one of these poorly mannered degens like a used condom. And I literally mean every single powder ganger.
Yeah! Who won the lottery? I did! Smell that air! Couldn't you just drink it like booze?
Even if you're trying to be a bad guy throughout your playthrough, let me just recommend being a smart bad guy that's out here playing chess and not checkers, Benny. So once you've gotten out of that whole playground scuffle happening in the Mojave, it's time to start the Game of Thrones and settle who will take control over the Mojave wasteland. During this time, you will be presented with various decisions as to who you align with for the inevitable battle at Hoover Dam. But before you even get there, the game forces you to interact with some of the other players in the Mojave wasteland that will eventually contribute or hurt your chances at controlling the Mojave. For instance, you have the ability to interact with the Brotherhood of Steel. They're basically just a bunch of Boy Scouts with power armor. The Brotherhood of Steel relies heavily on ensuring that they collect all the pre-war tech for themselves so that way it doesn't fall into the hands of someone else. Or better summed up as any conflict ever, hey, they have stuff. We want that stuff, so let's go get that stuff with excessive force. They lost the Battle of Helios 1, are literally hiding out in bunkers, that way they don't get picked off, are experiencing computer viruses because someone clicked on an ad on browsers, and they don't have Liberty Prime.
Mission: the destruction of any and all Chinese communists.
And to top it all off, with all the issues, they decide to leave their entire survival in the hands of a courier that they literally just met, and rather quickly, I might add. And sure, they can help you at the Battle of Hoover Dam, but what they do is so insignificant that the most useful thing that they can actually offer is teaching you how to use power armor, which, in turn, you can thank them by blowing up their own base. Peace, nerds.
How did you know? Totinos, everybody's talking about Totinos, hot pizza rolls, they're not burritos, no.
So maybe you don't don't want to align yourself with the Tin Men, but instead align yourself with a faction that is a fan of the theatrics, which are referred to as the Boomers, or as I like to refer to them as, if Michael Bay was in charge of creating a Fallout faction. They're a group of former vault dwellers that got upset their weapons were taken away, so they started an uprising and fled the vault to eventually settle at Nellis Air Force Base, where they've fortified the base so well that anyone even approaching just to even trick or treat would get blown away by one of their howitzers. God damn it, ceasefire! I'm just here to talk to you about your car's extended warranty! The Boomers are by far my favorite faction because the level of disregard for human life is borderline hilarious. The quests are stupid easy, like, for instance, just to get these people to even like you at all, you just need to listen to the Wall of Alduin's story if it involved explosives, airplanes, and if it were told by a 9-year-old.
Running high explosive ordnance upon ignorant savages. This is our destiny.
Aligning yourself with the Boomers allows you to get this sick rebreather that allows you to swim underwater without losing oxygen. Also, you get a B-52 bomber during the Battle of Hoover Dam, which is, I mean, it's pretty useless, but pretty fucking sweet if you ask me. I mean, it's way better than what those Brotherhood of Steel guys were offering, am I right? Now, once you get some of the factions on your side, or make sure that they'll no longer get in your way, you'll need to start worrying about who's going to be controlling the Mojave Wasteland, most importantly Hoover Dam and the New Vegas Strip. You have 4 factions vying for the chance, and I recommend thinking about this long and hard as to who it should be. Your 4 factions are the NCR, Legion, Mr. House, and Yes Man. Each faction comes with its own set of pros and cons. Like, for one faction, it might provide you more safety in the wasteland while coming at the cost of paying taxes. Kicking off with the NCR, or New California Republic, the NCR is the largest, most organized faction in the Mojave. They aim to bring law, order, and bureaucracy to the wasteland. Supporting them means being a part of a force that values democracy and stability, or in other words, taxes. If you ask me, the NCR is just nothing more than the Brotherhood of Steel minus all the power armor and overcompensating. Minus all the power armor. And while on the surface, this seems like the good faction, when you start to dig deeper into things, you find that the NCR does things like tax everyone to hell and take land that they want with the promise of offering protection regardless if they want it or not. And if you think about it, the NCR just lets some bumbling idiot who's wandering the wasteland like
Shot in the head! Hit shot in the head! Shot in the head!
be in charge of their entire war effort. Like, yeah, that's real smart. Not to mention, they were dumb enough to hire someone named Fantastic to fix their super duper power machine.
They asked me how well I understood theoretical physics. I said I had a theoretical degree in physics. They said, welcome aboard.
Plus, like, half the people in this faction have plans to unalive themselves if Caesar's Legion takes over.
If the Legion breaks through our defenses, I got 1 bullet I'm saving just for me.
If the Legion breaks through our defenses, I got 1 bullet I'm saving just for me.
If the Legion breaks through our defenses, I got 1 bullet I'm saving just for me.
If the Legion breaks through our defenses, I got 1 bullet I'm saving just for me.
The biggest pro of keeping the NCR around and not leveling their entire city is because of the greatest duo since Jordan and Pippin. And I'm talking about the greatest dynamic duo in the entire wasteland, Boone and Edie. Like, literally having these 2 companions around, you will literally scrag every single person. Is the NCR overbearing? Sure. Are they better than the Legion? Sure, because, you know, awful. But maybe you can enjoy being a terrible person and decide to join the Legion. If you ever thought, gee, I wish I lived in ancient Rome, but with more leather and less hygiene, then this is the faction for you. Caesar's Legion is all about strength, discipline, and order through fear and brutality. They're inspired by ancient Roman culture and led by a charismatic yet ruthless leader named Caesar. The Legion is definitely not good by any means necessary. They believe in things such as slavery and crucifixions, which is why I find it easier to do my best Gretchen Wiener's impression and...
Why should Caesar get to stomp around like a giant while the rest of us try not to get smushed under his big feet? What's so great about Caesar? Brutus is just as cute as Caesar. Okay, Brutus is just as smart as Caesar. People totally like Brutus just as much as they like Caesar. And when did it become okay for one person to be the boss of everybody, huh? Because that's not what Rome is about. We should totally just stab Caesar!
Oh shit, I thought this was gonna be way easier.
Like that?
Also, their leader Caesar has some weird brain tumor kind of thing that causes him to go a bit off the rails every now and then.
Go to.
Oh, God damn it! Fuck this.
I'm going to lie down.
So it's just best to unalive him, put him out of his misery, because Caesar isn't anywhere close to as terrifying as the big bad Legate. Let me get this out of the way. fuck this guy. I've never sided with the Legion for, obvious moral reasons, so I constantly find myself going up against Leggett, who is one of the main generals of the Legion army, and when you face Leggett, it can be one of the most unpleasant parts of the entire game. Because he seems to have this insane ability to eat bullets and has a sword that makes him bury bonds and you a fastball down the middle. It is completely sickening. Not to mention the voice acting for this character is equally terrifying.
We shall see how brave you are when nailed to the walls of Hoover Dam. Your body facing west so you may watch your world die.
So if you intend on going up against Caesar's Legion at the end of the game, make sure you're ready for the most butt-frustrating boss fight of your entire life. Yet maybe you're not interested in joining forces with the greatest Roman general since Mark Antony and decide to join forces with the talking TV himself. Mr. House, the enigmatic ruler of New Vegas, offers a vision of progress and technological advancement. He is all about restoring the glory of the Strip and bringing a semblance of pre-war civilization back to the Mojave. He plans on doing this by using the platinum chip that was being carried by the courier at the beginning of the game that has an upgrade for his Securitrons. And this is where I think the Russian Badger says it the best. Consider the existing software running in the Securitrons as Windows XP, and you, the entire time, were carrying Windows 10. And if you decide to give House the platinum chip, he'll send you off on your quest to assist him in creating a freer Mojave wasteland. But that's if you want to take the side of a talking TV that kind of sounds like Mr. Feeney or Kit from Knight Rider. Then, if you want, fine, by all means. But to be honest, Mr. House is kind of an old world dick, and at no point do I ever want to side with him. Because why let some guy doing his best Wizard of Oz impression rule the wasteland when you could do it yourself with Yes Man? You know why I choose my boy Yes Man? Yes Man is the only right option of the 4 major factions to join, because he gives you, the player, the opportunity to rule over New Vegas, create your own rules, own your own robot army, and you won't have to pay taxes. I mean, God, do I love Yes Man, because I can literally say anything I want, at all, and guess what? The only thing he can do is say yes. This is a bit of a pro tip. If you want to become a ruler of a wasteland, government, or big business, there is no better thing to do than to surround yourself with yes men. Because why would I want someone else's opinions on how to run the wasteland when they're not my own? Which is why kicking off the wild card option can lead to the greatest chess match the entire wasteland has ever seen. And maybe this is just me overthinking Fallout New Vegas a bit, but I'll always unalive Benny and take the platinum chip before he runs off to the fort. I'll always take out Caesar to make the Legion weaker. I'll always help the NCR so I seem like a sweet, innocent courier to ensure that I'll always get the benefits of being able to wander the wasteland peacefully and get the assistance I need to crush the Legion at Hoover Dam. I'll always use the Brotherhood of Steel for the power armor upgrade. I'll always use the Great Khans for Psycho. I'll always keep good relations with the Boomers to prevent a late night bombardment, and I'll always use my army of yes men to crush the bear and take over New Vegas for myself. Because there is no better ruler of the wasteland than me, baby. But there is one thing, and I mean literally one thing, I will never ever do when it comes to Fallout New Vegas, and that is help the people of Quarry Junction.